Yeah, and so to be holding that, look at that. They even twist the fletching so that the arrow spins in the air. They have incredible craftsmanship, and then you see all the little string on there is plant fibers that they've woven, and then this is them. Yeah, the warriors of the tribe. The warriors of the tribe. And so the fact that we're sitting here talking on microphones and that we have airplanes and cell phones and all the things that we have in the modern world, and we still live in this age where there's right now at this moment people living out in the jungle who have been there since before history is an incredible thing.
Atentos a la información que quiero compartir con ustedes en este momento, una info que me voló la cabeza realmente y que en este momento es tendencia mundial, porque hay unas imágenes impactantes de una tribu nunca contactada que están dando la vuelta al mundo. Te voy a contar la noticia de cómo se está dando en el mundo entero en los principales medios de comunicación y luego vamos a escuchar una entrevista con la persona que realizó esta grabación porque realmente cuenta una experiencia brutal de lo que vivió en Perú y tienes que escucharlo porque esto casi nunca se escucha en los medios de comunicación. Antes de ello, por supuesto, te invito a que te suscribas al canal, es totalmente gratis y apoyas nuestro trabajo continuo día a día aquí para brindarte la mejor información. Bueno, esta es la noticia que está dando la vuelta al mundo en estos momentos. Impactantes imágenes de una tribu no contactada en el Amazonas. ¿Qué pasó en ese primer encuentro y cómo reaccionaron? El mundo no deja de sorprenderse. No todo está controlado, globalizado o como se quiera definir. En la Tierra aún existen tribus que viven como en sus orígenes, alejados de todo lo que es lo contemporáneo. Y es lo que ha sucedido en el Amazonas. De repente y a cierta distancia aparece un asentamiento de indígenas. Esas imágenes se han dado a conocer ahora, con el tiempo, y reflejan esa primera toma de contacto con la vida actual. Ha sido Paul Rosolie, conservacionista estadounidense, quien compartió la primera grabación en alta definición del mundo de esta tribu en el podcast de Lex Fridman. Ahora bien, el contacto fue lejano. Las imágenes se captaron a unos 100 metros de distancia por una serie de principios, el de la seguridad por salvaguardar la integridad física y el de proteger a esa tribu que al no estar en contacto con la humanidad podría verse afectada por virus letales. Primero porque según relatan, en ese primer contacto todo fue extraño por cómo se dio. Podría haber pasado cualquier situación, explicó Paul. Estábamos ahí parados, todos en silencio, esperando porque en cualquier momento una flecha podría volar directo a nuestro cuello. Y de pronto empezamos a escuchar gritos y las mujeres levantan a los niños y corren hacia las chozas. Mientras que la segunda causa por la cual no hubo contacto es por la salud de esa tribu indígena. Se ha ocultado la ubicación exacta de la tribu para evitar su contacto con el mundo exterior. Los indígenas no tienen inmunidad a las enfermedades comunes, por lo que el contacto podría ser mortal. Bueno, como te dije, este conservacionista estadounidense, Paul Rosolie, estuvo en el podcast de Lex Fridman, una entrevista brutal donde ha contado muchísimas cosas muy interesantes. Si le das like a este video, por supuesto, vamos a pasar más fragmentos. Pero escuchen lo que cuenta Paul Rosolie, que es impresionante. En primer lugar, que hay muchas personas que subestiman a las tribus indígenas. Ellos tienen cosas que nosotros desconocemos y que realmente están logrando algo extraordinario. Vivir fuera del mundo globalizado sin tecnología, y realmente mostró una flecha de bambú que tiene esta tribu que realmente es impresionante. Bueno, vamos a ver un poquito la entrevista que hizo el podcaster Lex Fridman al escritor Paul Rosolie.
So your new book, Jungle Keeper, opens with the killing of 2 loggers by the warriors of an uncontacted tribe, the Mashkapiro, in August 2024. Mm-hmm. And then you reveal that you had your own dramatic encounter with the tribe 2 months later in October 2024. So if I may, let me read the opening of the book.
Far out on the western edge of the Amazon rainforest, deep in the Peruvian jungle, a pair of loggers plunged their chainsaws into the buttressed roots of an ancient ironwood. An ironwood, or Chihuahuaco, of this size is a giant among giants, an emergence sentinel that reaches heights of 160 feet, towering over the rest of the canopy. I've read that many are over 1,000 years old, by the way, as an aside, and you've found ones that are 1,200 years old.
Incredibly old.
Anyway, you continue. This particular tree had started its life as a tiny sapling in the great jungle, a story that began before the Spanish reached Peru, long before the United States was even a dream, at a time when Leonardo da Vinci was still honing his talents in a faraway part of the world. Through the Renaissance, the First and Second World Wars, and the birth of our grandparents. This tree was out there slowly charging upward, anonymous, just one pillar among the billions of others. But on this day, in August 2024, when the two loggers worked, this witness of the centuries came crashing down through the canopy with such cataclysmic power that it shook the earth. And then you go on to talk about how the shaking of the earth was felt and heard by the uncontacted tribe. So you go on to describe how these particular loggers were murdered by the uncontacted tribe of Mashkopiro. What do we know about these warriors of the uncontacted tribe?
We know that across the Amazon basin, there's still perhaps thousands of clans of quote-unquote uncontacted peoples, people that are living in nomadic isolation in what remains of the intact Amazon basin and want to remain that way. And so what happened with these loggers was that local people told them, don't go out there. Don't go into these territories. And what happens is that people that aren't from this thing with the jungle, people don't believe that it's as wild as the legends say. And so when they say there's calatos out there, there's wild people out there, these loggers from another region go, yeah, this, some story, we're fine, we'll go. We have shotguns. They don't realize you're dealing with a civilization of people that is still nomadic, still uses bamboo-tipped arrows, still lives naked in the Amazon rainforest, has knowledge of medicines that we have yet to encounter or may never discover, and that they can hit a spider monkey out of the treetops at 40 meters. And so while you're using a chainsaw, they can sneak up and you will never know they're there. And so when that arrow passes through your body, you'll only have a moment to realize it before you fall over.
And we're looking at something you posted on your Instagram,
Yes.
which are the arrows that they use, which are bigger than you. So they're like 6-7 feet.
6-7 feet, more like 7 feet. And
Look how
that's
sharp that
incredibly sharp. They cure it over the fire, and they have a way of sharpening it. That edge of bamboo becomes incredibly like knife sharp. You can cut meat with it easily. I've done it. These arrows, look at that. I mean, I'm 5'9". That's easily a 7-foot arrow.
Yeah, so for people who are just listening, this quote-unquote arrow is really a spear. Some people would think it was a spear, but they're shooting this thing with a gigantic bow. That's crazy.
Yeah, and so to be holding that, look at that. They even twist the fletching so that the arrow spins in the air. They have incredible craftsmanship, and then you see all the little string on there is plant fibers that they've woven, and then this is them.
Yeah, the warriors of the tribe.
The warriors of the tribe. And so the fact that we're sitting here talking on microphones and that we have airplanes and cell phones and all the things that we have in the modern world, and we still live in this age where there's right now at this moment people living out in the jungle who have been there since before history, is an incredible thing.